Coming up, I'm going to tell you why experience is always going to trump education. And then, is this the best job in America? We'll let you decide. And of course, we're going to take your calls. It all starts right now. All right, folks, welcome to the Ken Coleman Show, where we help you win at work and in life. Coming to you live from our Nashville-based Ramsey Solutions Studios. All right, let's go. Does experience... Well, let me turn my speakers down, everybody. There you go. Oh, geez, I did it again, Joe. It's like the old man dad mistake, you know? Turn your computer off, Ken. We're live. All right. Does experience trump education? I say yes. And I say it so emphatically, I say every time. Every time. All right, now let's just break this down. Glassdoor, well-known employment career site, did a employment confidence survey. And here's what they found. A couple things I want to pull out. 70% of employees feel the need for specialized on-the-job training, even with their degrees. Frankly, I'm a little surprised it's not higher than that. 70%. 48% said their degrees were not relevant to their current jobs. So you be the judge. Let's just pause for a second. Let's have some fun. All right? You could talk to me, whether you're listening on our talk radio stations or Sirius XM, or you're listening later on the podcast, or you're watching us. YouTube chat room folks can jump in. Based on those two pieces of data, do you form an opinion? Is experience, is it superior to education? See, I think it is, and I think this data proves it. Here's what they're saying. I got a degree, I got a certain amount of knowledge, but I need ongoing training. See, because sitting in a classroom and absorbing information, understand what this is. There's nothing wrong with it, but that is knowledge. I am listening. Sometimes I am seeing demonstrations, maybe in a lab, but largely I am gathering, I am absorbing knowledge. Knowledge is great, but knowledge absent experience, knowledge absent of application, well, it can be largely useless. Look at the numbers. We reported this on the show recently, that over 50% of millennials are saying their college degree wasn't worth it. So knowledge is wonderful, but as it relates to our profession, knowledge absent application, knowledge absent experience, it's not valuable at all. In fact, it's incomplete. And so when you hear people say 70% of employees say they feel the need, there's an emotion here for specialized training. Well, training is knowledge and application together. That's the very act of training. I'm going to train you how to do it. Do it. If you go to an athletic trainer, does the athletic trainer sit you on the bench at the gym and say, now sit still there, Ken. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to demonstrate for you how to lift weights. And you sit there with your bonbons. Oh, that's pretty good. That's good. That's good. No. What does the trainer do? The trainer says, all right, I'm going to show you once. You see what I'm doing here? Here's how we do the squat. We want to get our chest out. We don't want to arch the back, and we want to go down to parallel. That's what they do. The trainer shows you how to do it once, and then they say, all right, Ken, get on the bar. And then I have to do it. This is training. Now, let's go to some more data. Harvard Business School. 37% of employers consider experience to be the most important qualification of an applicant. That's why we get calls all the time. Hey, Ken, I'm applying for these jobs, man. And they keep saying I got to have experience, but how am I going to get experience if they won't let me? No. You got to get entry level. Got to get on that lowest rung of the ladder. I'm sorry, folks. That's just the way it is. I know you grew up playing soccer and basketball and you got a trophy for participating. Well, that doesn't happen in the real world. Buckle up, Buttercup. You got to get on the ladder and you got to start to climb. You know what the problem is? We're raising generations of people who think that advancement is about an escalator, and it's not. Advancement involves, think of rock climbing, right? I got to get on this rock, and I got to struggle to get a little hold here with my fingers, and then I got to get my foot here, and I'm going to slip every once in a while, and I'm going to fall back, but I'm going to get back up. This is professional advancement. It's not an escalator where we just look around and, hey, look, everybody, I'm moving up. In companies with 10,000 plus employees, same Harvard Business School study, experience beats a degree 44% of the time. So let me say this again. Knowledge without application is worthless. I'm saying that. Yes, I said worthless. If you've got millennials overwhelmingly saying my college degree wasn't worth the investment, meaning there was no return on investment, then knowledge without application is worthless. I'll give you an example. Little fun question for the audience. If your carburetor goes or your transmission goes or something goes wrong with your car, who do you want to work on your car? I'm going to give you two options. Option A is a professor who's been teaching automotive mechanics in a classroom for 10 years. Tinkers around probably on his own car on the weekend, but he largely teaches automotive mechanic. Or do you want to hire the guy who's been a mechanic for 20 years, whose hands are so grease-stained he'll never have clean fingernails? Who do you want? I know who I want. I want the dude with 20 years experience, whose fingernails are forever stained. I don't want the guy who's been teaching out of a book, who hasn't messed around on a car very much other than his own little exploits or changing the oil for his wife. Knowledge, absent of experience. Knowledge without experience is largely worthless. Yes, I said it. So here's why experience is going to trump education. Watch this. Experience says there's credibility that has been earned. Experience says there's credibility that has been earned. This mechanic, he's got credibility. He's got credibility because of his fingernails. Can I be honest with you? Am I right, Joe? You see an old dude, a little cigar kind of flapping when he talks. He's out of your lid. He just kind of, when he talks, it kind of moves. You know, he's got grease in his finger. I go, that's credibility, and he's earned it. Number two, it's knowledge that has been tested. And number three, experience is failure that's been overcome. I can point to the scars. I can run my hand across the scar and go, oh, I'll tell you about the time I got that scar. Whoo, baby. But I tell you what, I learned something and I never did that again. Experience is credibility that's been earned. It's knowledge that's been tested. It's failure that's been overcome. That is the value of experience. So young people that want to switch midlife, older folks who may want a second career, experience is golden. For the older person, that experience is transferable. For the middle-aged person, go get the experience you need or use the experience you have. For the young person, go get experience and then go get more and then go get more. Coming up next, the best job in America? We'll let you decide.
You were created to fill a unique role in and through your work. Now, some of you may be going, I have no idea what that is. Some of you may be saying, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to get there. I felt all of those emotions. I've been where you are, and I can tell you, there's hope. That's why I wrote the book, From Paycheck to Purpose. You can make the income you want and the impact that you desire, and I know that you have what it takes.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. We're helping you make more money and experience more meaning in your work. I want you to have great income and great impact. This is how we were meant to work. So let's help you do that. 844-747-2577 is the number if you have a comment or a question. Quick jump over here to the YouTube chat room for those that are live and they're engaged here. Grant Lowry said of our opening teaching, he said, Ken, I totally agree. Nothing beats hands-on experience and learning from your mistakes in real time. It's so true. Okay, let's get to this. Is this the best job in America? Let's dive into the news to find out. All right, headline from CBS Market Watch. The best job in America pays $145,000, has 14,000 job openings, and offers a generous work-life balance. Okay, so quick snapshot on where we are in the job market in the United States right now. It's hot, hot, hot. Job openings are rising, and people are continuing to quit to move to some of these things. Remember, the Great Resignation, if you haven't heard this term, you're looking at nearly 20 million plus from August 2021 to January 2021. It's the musical chairs. It is the great arms race, if you will. Companies are fighting for talent. Let me tell you something. It is a job seekers market. The number of vacant jobs hit 10.9 million in December. That's up from 10.6 million. The job openings rate was steady at 6.8%. So creating new jobs. And again, folks, you're paying attention to the news. You still have a lot of states that are still largely coming back online from COVID restrictions. And so you're going to see more jobs added to our in total in the country. Okay, so Glassdoor released its annual 50 best jobs in America for 2022. And let me tell you what the theme is. Technology, and technology. This is your theme. My friends at Bethel Tech, that's why they are booming. I'll tell you more about Bethel Tech in a second. The top job, according to this annual survey, 50 best jobs in America for 2022, the number one job was enterprise architects. They have the median base salary of $144,997 a year. There are 14,021 job openings and a satisfaction rating of 4.1 out of 5. They work, obviously, in IT, designing hardware, software, networking applications, and they work with stakeholders and management to help businesses achieve and maintain digital strategy. Now, the job score of number one that enterprise architects got, how did they score these jobs? What are the factors? There are 3. Earning potential, salary, of course, overall job satisfaction, and then number of jobs available. Some 90% of enterprise architect job reports also gave the option of working from home. So, I mean, folks, this one clicks all of the boxes here. Because if you say, hey, I can make really good money, the job is satisfying, there's a lot of them, and I can work from home, ding, ding, ding. Next on the list, full stack engineer. Median salary, $101,794, 11,252 openings. These are folks who develop websites or apps. Followed by data scientist, $120,000 a year median salary with 10,071 openings. These are folks who collect and then analyze data. The top 10 jobs, I just gave you the top 3. The top 10 were all IT workers. So what do we make of this? Well, it's why I've had Ryan Collins, the CEO of Bethel Tech, on the show several times. We've talked about, practically speaking, there are tech jobs in every industry, whether it's nonprofit, ministry, education, government, business, sports. It doesn't matter, folks. Technology is an industry in and of itself in that it is in all industries. And I have to tell you this because I don't mind endorsing them. BethelTech.net. Tell them I sent you. There's the actual website on the screen. Thank you, Nathan. Use that link right there and you'll get as much as $1,000 to $2,500 off. Now watch this. This is a $15,000 program. For our listeners, the link is BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman. BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman. You can get a discount off the $15,000. It's a 9-month program. You do it online. Now listen to this. 70+% of their graduates are getting hired right away. And they're starting at $60,000 or more with a path to 6 figures within 1 to 2 years. Just call them up and talk to them. BethelTech.net/Ken Coleman. All right. Yesterday, I revealed on the show, if you didn't hear it or watch the show yesterday, I revealed that the gal who works on my schedule, Rachel, she asked me the other day, she goes, how many cups of coffee do you have every day? I thought, well, that's kind of an odd question. Do you feel like I'm consuming too much? She laughed. She said, no, but we know that you make several announcements. You might be running a minute or two late to a meeting because you got to go get a cup of coffee. And people are like, where's Ken? Oh, he's getting a cup of coffee. He's on his way. I thought, I got to be careful. I got to be more sensitive to my coworkers, but I also got to question myself on how much coffee I'm having. I then said, and I reported on yesterday's show that usually 3 cups a day, max 4 cups. And I never drink coffee after lunch. Well, Alex, the producer, gives me this fascinating article today for you coffee lovers. And for me, thank you very much. CNBC headline, how coffee can protect the brain and support memory. Right here, folks, in my hands. In 2017, Buki Van Gelder and her colleagues, I have no idea who that is, but that's just in the article. They did a study on 676 elderly men. And they studied over 10 years to see if coffee protected them from cognitive decline. They found that men who drank coffee had less cognitive decline than those who didn't. The greatest effect was seen in those who drank 3 cups of coffee a day. Yeah. How about that? I'm a guaranteed 3 cups a day guy, sometimes 4. Now, here's the deal. A nutritional psychiatrist, faculty member at Harvard Medical School, and author of This Is Your Brain on Food, dove deeper into this, seeing a very compelling relationship that is positive between coffee and psychological health. All right, here we go. Here are a few key ways that coffee supports your brain. Caffeine increases serotonin and acetylcholine. Oh boy, I butchered that. Acetylcholine. Yeah, there we go. And this stimulates the brain and helps stabilize your blood-brain barrier. The polyphenol micronutrients in coffee may prevent tissue damage by free radicals as well as brain blood vessel blockage. And so it prevents this. By the way, if I didn't have 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day, I would not have been able to read that last sentence. I would like to point out that I handle that quite well. Again, I think it's the coffee. Just rolled right through polyphenol micronutrients. Say that 3 times quickly while live on a broadcast. More data. High concentration of trigolinine are found in coffee beans, which may also activate antioxidants there for protecting brain blood vessels. So I will point out, I don't want to just completely extol all the virtues of coffee without protecting my friends here. It can cause issues with cholesterol. So you got to check your body type, talk to your doctor. Does coffee have an adverse effect on you? Some people it does, some people it doesn't. I will tell you though, if the choice is between ending this life earlier or being able to drink coffee, I share with you folks, I've lived a good life. It's been very meaningful to me. I'm going to keep drinking coffee. I'm just telling you. All right, coming up next, going to get to your calls, help you with breakthroughs, help you win in life and in work. This is the Ken Coleman Show. According to Glassdoor, the average job offer attracts over 250 applicants. So if you've made it to the interview, you've already made a great impression. So now is your time to showcase how you are the best choice for this role. That's why we created How to Win the Interview. This free guide will walk you through the 5 strategies to help you stand out amongst the competition. With just a little intentionality, you can prepare yourself to win the interview. To get it, go to kencoleman.com/interview. right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show, where we help you make more money and experience more meaning in that 9 to 5 or whatever your schedule is. Hey, speaking of which, some of you want to pivot, and I want those of you who tend to be pretty talented at organization. You've got good logic. You analyze, but then you can operate off of what you analyze. I want you to consider project managers, one of the fastest growing opportunities in the marketplace worldwide. Great career path. And it's expected to grow by 33% through 2027. You've heard me talk about this. We're super excited. Folks, I can't rail against the broken education system without coming up with some solutions. So I and our Ramsey Education division here at Ramsey Solutions, we are launching Ramsey Academy, and our first course, this is a way to qualify you for a great gig, doing work you love and producing results that matter to you. And we can do it for a fraction of the cost and time. It's our first course. It's called Project Management 101. I'll be teaching. Will I have reading glasses? Will there be a pencil behind my ear? You have to take the course to find out. I'm joining our Chief Technology Officer at Ramsey Solutions, Brendan Wojko, who hires and leads all of our project managers here at Ramsey Solutions. We are joining together to give you a great course called Project Management 101. You don't need a degree to get hired in it. You can take this course and get going. Here's the deal. You got to apply, but spots are limited, so you got to move quickly. We're going to shut off applications soon. To apply, go to RamseySolutions.com/project. Go to RamseySolutions.com/project. In the chat room, I just saw something flash. My peripheral vision, because of all the coffee I drink, is unbelievable. I'm like a ninja. Robert Cox said, "That's me. I think I'm researching project management." Robert, then apply. You can always say no. Go to RamseySolutions.com/project. Robert, what are you waiting on? I'm talking to you. By the way, a little fun thing here as we jump on the phones. If you're in the chat room on YouTube and you can't live without coffee, I want a thumbs up. Let's go. Let me hear from you. Thumbs up in the chat room if you can't live without coffee. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I wish I had a cup right now. I don't have a cup on the desk. It's water, thanks to Joe Hankin. All right, Billy is joining us in Houston, Texas. Billy, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken, how you doing today?
I'm living the dream, man. What's going on with you?
Oh, not much. So I was hoping you could help me walk through a couple things. I'd like to say that I'm 23. So I know I'm still young and, probably not expected to, know exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. But I've done like welding, HVAC, trucking industry currently. But I haven't exactly found my niche.
Okay.
I was watching your Paycheck Purpose live stream. What was that, a couple months back?
Yep.
Bought your book, took the assessment. So I have my purpose statement, and
You
the
got
way
it in
that
front of you?
reads. Yes, sir. I can read it to you if you want me to.
Give it to me.
All right. So it says, I was created to use my talents of justice, discernment, inspection to perform my passions of analyzing, researching, and protecting to accomplish my mission of service by producing assistance and protection.
Okay. How did it feel? How did it feel when you got your detailed results and then you read that purpose statement for the first time?
It sounded pretty accurate.
Okay.
And so for the last year and a half, maybe, I feel like God's been pushing me into going to law enforcement. And so that purpose statement to me seems to line up with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
It's just that I've also had ideas of, well, I know I don't want to go to college, so I'm going to be a welder because it seems, pretty interesting. You make good money at it. And I did it for a while, but just all the other things I've been doing since then, they've always ended for whatever reason.
Oh, no, wait a second. Wait. You said you want to go into the police force, and you said that aligns with my purpose statement, and it does, which, by the way, I want the entire audience to catch what Billy just said. He had been thinking about police work, and what the purpose statement does, what the Get Clear career assessment does, is it helps you ideate, come up with ideas, and it allows you to analyze them and go, wait a second, is it in alignment? And so if he looks at what he cares about, he's got the talent of justice, discernment. What was the third one?
Inspection.
Okay. And he loves analyzing, researching, and protecting. And the result that he cares most about contributing through his work is serving others. Let's finish the sentence. The well-known kind of motto for police work is to protect and serve. So why in the world, after you said, yeah, it matches up, did you go back to welding? I don't mind if welding fits, but does welding fit your purpose statement?
No, I'm sorry. I guess I was unclear. I was a welder when I first graduated high school.
Yeah, okay, so here's the deal. Why did you were clear for a second, and you were confident for a second, which, by the way, clarity always leads to confidence. And you're like, oh, police work. And you're like, but, and then you went another direction. I want to go back to this. You don't have to go to college to be a police officer, true or false?
Correct. It depends on what department you're going to. But
well, let's go find a department.
Jump right into it correctly. Or right now, I need a job in the meantime to get ready for the academy of like the physical part and then the hiring process, because that can take 6 months.
Great. So go get a job. Go get a job that pays really well, like welding, that you have all the talent for. We don't care if it's passion. We don't care if it's a mission, because it's a day job. That day job of welding is going to pay you well, probably predictable hours, so that you are busting it in the gym, getting your fanny in shape to pass the test, studying for the test. Day jobs do not require passion and mission. I teach talent. That's what you're good at. You use what you're good at, talent. I teach that you use that to perform work you love, which is passion, to then produce results that matter to your mission. When it comes to a day job, all that matters is talent. That's it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You got talent and experience. I don't care if it's welding or going back to any one of those other jobs in construction or whatever you've had, to get a really nice hourly rate or salary, and it prepares you to move forward.
Okay.
What else do you need to know? What are you unsure of? I can hear it. Your silence. It's like and it's okay. What are you afraid of? What are you doubtful of?
That, I don't know, I guess just friends and family, like some of them say go for it and others don't, and you think that, oh, well, they might know best for me, so I'll kind of listen to them, but I'm kind of at the point where maybe they don't, and, I should just go do this anyway.
Oh, wait.
Just because I know myself.
Wait. Quick question. I just want to clarify something.
Yes, sir.
Is this Billy's life, or is it these family members' lives we're talking about here?
No, it's mine.
Okay, I just want one other clarifying question. Is this your future we're talking about, or their future?
It's mine.
Okay. What's your heart telling you to do?
To go do it. There's actually
I don't care then what Uncle Larry thinks. Or Mama. Or Daddy, for that matter. I mean, honestly, that sounds harsh. Let me explain what I'm saying here, Billy, and the rest of the audience. This is a normal thing, Billy. You're not the only one that experiences this. Your family members that are poo-pooing your heart decision and your dream are scared of something, or they doubt something. True or false?
True.
That's their problem. Now, I'm going to tell you this. This is a moment in your life when you need to decide. Do you want to disappoint them, or do you want to resent them? Which one would you choose? If you could only choose disappointing them by deciding to be who you believe you're supposed to be, or resenting them because you don't do it, and years into this decision of not following your dream, you resent them. Which one do you want to do, Billy? Disappoint or resent?
I'd rather disappoint them.
All right, then. Conversation is over. I'm telling you, folks, these family members mean well. I am not in any way demonizing your friends and family. But what I'm telling you is, you are hearing an opinion from them that is based on their own fear and doubt, or their fear and doubt on your behalf. It's one or the other. Sometimes it's a combo. Be careful. Be careful. The very people that you're trying to please, you will resent. Don't go anywhere. More calls coming up. Do you know what you were born to do? In order to get hired at a job you love, you need to get clear on your talent, passion, and mission. That's why our team created the Career Clarity Guide. In just a few minutes, this free tool will walk you through a process to discover what you do best, talent, the work you love to do, passion, and the results you want your work to produce. That's mission. Then you're going to feel way more confident throughout the job search process. To get started, go now to kencoleman.com/clarity. All right, folks, welcome back. During the quick break, I was talking about how much I love to pick on Uncle Larry. I don't know why. It's like it's my go-to family member that I love to just pick on. I don't even have an Uncle Larry. That would be awful if I did, wouldn't it? He calls my dad or my mom. Hey, what's the deal? Guy's banging on me all the time, man. I don't even remember spending much time with him. Got to be careful with those examples. 844-747-2577. Quick reminder, KenColeman.com for a ton of free resources. And, of course, our bookstore. We had one gentleman in the chat room here on YouTube said, Luke said, how can I get a copy of your book From Paycheck to Purpose? Well, you could call in on the show and ask a question, and I'm probably going to give it to you. That's your free way. Or you could go to KenColeman.com and buy it because my kids need shoes too. All right, there it is. That's the only advertisement. Let's go to Jacob in Ankeny, Iowa. I hope I said that right. Jacob, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Mr. Coleman, how are you today?
I'm living the dream. What are you doing?
I'm better than I deserve. Sorry,
there's
show.
a Ramsey show listener. Hey, I am a co-host of that show. It works here as well. That's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah, what's up?
I have a short question for you.
Okay.
I want to give you a little bit of background for it. So I think I found my dream industry, not necessarily a job, but an industry that I want to get involved in.
Mm-hmm.
I had an interview last Wednesday on the 9th. I talked with them, thought the interview went really well. I walked out feeling very confident. They told me that it would be at least a week before they reached out to me. So they said, we're a small company of less than 100 people. We'd like to take our time and make sure we pick the right people. So my question is, when do I reach out to them if I haven't heard from them to say, hey, I'm still interested in this position. Are you still interested in me?
And you haven't followed up yet at all?
I have not yet. No, I just got back from vacation on Tuesday. They said they wouldn't reach out to me for at least a week.
Yeah.
They had a couple other interviews.
Yeah, I would send an email and a handwritten note today. And you could drop the handwritten note off if you want to, or you can lick a stamp and put it on there. And I think the email and the handwritten note say the same basic thing. Hey, just got back from vacation. I'm rested. And if this opportunity comes to me, I am so excited about the possibility. Just wanted to express my gratitude and looking forward to hearing something. That's it. Something really nice. Write that however you want to write it. But that's what I would do. Handwritten note makes you stand out. It's a nice touch. It's classy. And you're not saying, I want to hear from you. You're just going, got back from a vacation, rested, and thinking on the interview while I was there. And whether or not it works out or not, I just want you to know I would be thrilled to work with you guys. Some nice touch like that, email form and a handwritten note, and then let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Absolutely. I mean, you're a young guy. You remember dating people, and you kind of go, if I called the gal and she didn't call me back, I mean, what do you do? I wouldn't keep calling her. She's just not that into you. So I think the dating rules apply here. At some point it looks desperate, maybe creepy. We want to avoid desperate and creepy. And we want to be, hey, I had a nice time with you. If you want to go out to dinner next week, let me know. That'd be great. But we don't act like we're going to talk marriage. Oh, slow your roll, man. Right? Same basic approach. And let me also say this. I did a Q&A on Instagram yesterday where you ask me anything. At Ken Coleman, you can start following me on Instagram. I do this once a week. Hey, ask me anything, and I sit there and I reply. By the way, I'm doing all the replies. People wonder. It's me. But somebody said, Ken, I've been ghosted by a company a couple of times in an interview process. Is this normal? And the sad answer is yes. I don't like it. I think it's bad. I think it's poor. Companies ought to at least send you a form email And we do that at Ramsey Solutions. Companies should not ghost you, but if they do, get over it. It's not personal. It's just the way it is. Let's go to Cincinnati, Ohio, home of. I'm sorry, you just said something. Oh, never mind. All right, sorry. Alex, the producer, what you all don't see is he's like God, and he can talk to me in my ear. And he just reminded me that, we're less than a minute out from a break. So thank you, Alex. You know, it's just, we got to have these breaks. Okay, so here's what I want to make sure that you do. For those who we were talking about interviews, we have a killer free guide called How to Win the Interview. And I was answering the question we got on Instagram yesterday. Well, a similar question. It was like, hey, how do I stand out in the interview? And I said, simply, the questions you ask. That How to Win the Interview guide is free at kencoleman.com, and I give you examples of questions that you ask to stand out. Go check it out at kencoleman.com. Stay tuned. Coming right back with more of your calls. Are you wondering if you should leave your current job or stay put? Well, you're not alone. That's why we created the Should I Quit My Job quiz. In just 5 minutes or less, this quiz will help you determine if you're at the right company and if you're in the right role. And if you need to make a move, you'll get practical steps to keep you moving forward. Folks, it's time to get unstuck. Life is too short not to do what you were created to do. Go take the quiz right now at kencoleman.com/quiz. Helping you make more money and experience more meaning in your work. A job should not just be a job that gets you a paycheck. Life is way too short to just work for the weekend. I want you to make great income, but I also want you to experience great impact. And by the way, if you're winning at work, you're on fire, you're on purpose, you're using what you do best to do work you love, to produce results that matter to you, you will see your personal life improve. Because if you're not, if you're bored, if you're in a toxic environment, if you are failing constantly, if you are overworked, you're dragging that crap home with you. You can't be miserable at work and it not affect your personal life. And the same is true. I mean, if your personal life is in flames, you're bringing that stuff to the office. Let's get you on purpose. Let's go. 844-747-2577. There's been a lot of buzz lately about Phil from ZipRecruiter. Been a lot of thank you Phils going around. Here's what some people are saying on the internet. Liliana G said, I'm so thankful for Phil at ZipRecruiter. He made my whole job search easier and he helped me land a job. That Phil sounds like someone you need in your corner, and you do. If you want an easier and more effective job search, what job will Phil help you discover? Find out at ZipRecruiter.com. That's ZipRecruiter.com. This Phil sounds like a fantastic guy. All right, let's get back to the phones. Oh, by the way, next segment, as we go into our bonus segment for our viewing audience only. For our listening audience, radio, podcast, Sirius XM, we will end here. But our next segment for our viewing audience only, we're going to take questions from the chat room. People that are watching live right now. So if you've got a comment you want me to weigh in on, you've got a question, and it doesn't always have to be related to your professional growth. If it's a personal question, we'll have some fun. It's a fun kind of a viewing audience only deal. So there you go. That's coming up next. But to Cincinnati, Ohio, unfortunately, their Bengals did not win. I was pulling for them. Really wanted the Bengals to win. They didn't do it. That's okay. There are good times ahead for Bengals fans. You could be Nathan, the director, who has to cheer for the Vikings. Think about how much worse your life would be if you were a Viking fan. There it is. There he is, the poor guy. We're rooting for him too. Let's go to Chris, who joins us in Cincinnati, Ohio. Chris, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How are you doing?
I'm living the dream, Chris. What's up?
So my question today has to do with, should I join a brand new company that is just starting up or stay in a job that I'm currently still happy in doing the same type of work? So basically the situation is that, I really like the company that I've been at. It's I've been there for 4 years. I enjoy the team and everything. But a recent event happened where they laid off about 20% of the workforce due to everything that's happening in the economy. And so lots of recruiters have been reaching out to people who are still working there as well. And I've gotten a potentially really good offer from another company to do basically the same job, but probably more responsibility. It's just a $20,000 raise on what I'm currently making, but I'm a little bit unsure about this company.
Okay, so let's you and I just do a good old-fashioned pros and cons, which you've kind of given them to us. All right, let's go through the pros. What are the pros of leaving your current job for this startup company? What are the pros?
So the biggest one is higher salary.
Yeah, $20,000 bump. Yeah. What else?
It would be more responsibility that I'm currently doing.
Great.
And it's since the company is just starting out, I'd be getting in very, very early. So potentially having a greater job growth there. And then because of the big salary bump, it would allow my family to have my wife quit her job and stay home full time with our son. And then just have me work in it basically is about the same salary.
Wow.
If she quits her job.
This is great. There's a lot of pros for this move.
Mm-hmm.
What are the cons? I think there's really only one, but I want you to give me the quick list. Give me the cons.
So the cons I'm seeing is that because it's brand new, I can't find any information about them. They don't even have like a website or anything I can look into. I've had a couple of conversations with people in the department I would work with, and they've kind of given me a little overview of what it would be like to work there. But even in the questions that I'm asking, it seems like they don't have a lot of definitives yet as far as even like benefits or what the job responsibilities are.
How long has the company been around?
They really, I think the fall is when they got their business license, and they're planning on launching in April. So it's kind of up in the air still. Yeah.
And the pros of staying in your current job?
I like the company that I work for. I like who I work with. The benefits have worked really well. I've advanced quickly in the 4 years I've been there. And so I'm not unhappy in the place where I am. I do very much like where I am. And it's a local company. So if I had to go into the office, because we've been work from home, I have the option to be able to go in.
Good. And so do you see yourself continuing to have opportunities to advance where you currently are?
Up until a few weeks ago, I would have said yes, but because of the layoffs, it has made me question whether or not there's still going to be those types of opportunities in the short to mid-term future.
What do you think the chances are of you getting laid off?
I don't think they're very high right now, but in 6 months, if things haven't improved, I don't know what's going to happen because nobody saw the big layoff coming.
All right. So I had you walk through this because sometimes people call me for my advice, and you don't need my advice. What you need me to do is give you perspective, and I think you've just given yourself perspective. So I want to know, where were you leaning? Which way were you leaning before you called me today? Which way were you leaning on going? Staying or moving?
Honestly, I think I was leaning towards staying.
It's absolutely true. It was all over your voice. For me, I could hear it.
Okay, the biggest thing, for me is just the salary is such a big thing. We've been really, trying to find a solution so that my wife can come home and not have such a big drop off.
I understand, but listen
about that. So
I understand, but listen. I understand, but listen to me. Okay, you got to stop thinking, and you got to. We did the pros and cons, and at this point, there's got to be a pretty good, solid feeling in your heart. And if there isn't, I'm going to tell you what's going to create it, in my opinion. This would be the question. My only advice is to have you consider this. Are you willing to take the risk of going over to this new company, even with a $20,000 promise of a bump? They haven't even launched yet. There are no guarantees that they're going to be around in 6 months. None. No guarantee. So while I want the wife to come home too, and you want to replace her salary, and this on paper does that, are you and your wife willing to adapt and reignite, restart, whatever analogy you want to use here, if this thing doesn't work? Is she willing to go back to work? Are you willing to say, hey, this may not work, and I'd have to start over and go somewhere else? Are you willing to do that? Yes or no?
I think the answer is no.
There's your answer.
Okay.
Now, if the answer becomes yes, and you're confident in that yes, go for it, baby.
Okay.
Go for it. I mean, look, financially, you and your wife have got to sit down together and go, all right, if we take this flyer on this company, it is a known risk. But risk doesn't have to be fatal. So I know what your answer is now, but I'm going to give you this. You guys got to sit down and talk together on this.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a professional question. This is a financial question. This is a relational question. That's what this is. And I'm fine to answer it to the best of my ability. But risk is okay if we say, let's mitigate the risk. If we've got savings in the bank and we can adjust our budget so that if it doesn't work and I'm not working from home, we could weather the storm for 6 months. In this job economy, both of us could go get jobs easily within the 6 months. If we plan the risk that way, we go, okay, risk isn't fatal. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
So there you go. How much risk are you willing to take? Therein lies the answer to whether or not you should make the move. So I really appreciate the question, Chris. And here's the other thing. If you still feel it's no, you and your wife need to understand this isn't the only opportunity. Let's go look for more opportunities where it's more stable and we feel great about it and she can come home. Don't get discouraged if we got to pass. Say no to the good so you can say yes to the best. Always works. All right. For our listening audience, got to get out of here. You matter. You have what it takes. For our viewing audience, hang on. Bonus session coming up. This is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.
Thanks for listening to The Ken Coleman Show. For more, you can find the show on demand wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show on YouTube. You can also find Ken across all social media by following @Ken Coleman.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. To our viewing audience hanging on, thank you. You all rock. We're going to go to the chat room and answer some questions. By the way, you need to be engaging with me on Instagram. If you like the YouTube show or the other formats that we're on and you want that, kind of constant content and access, you get that on Instagram @Ken Coleman. All right. So let's go to the chat room. We got some questions and comments here. First question, how can I make off? This is from Natalie. Natalie Harquail, how can I make money off of freelance work? Well, you have to start showing your work. So we begin to let people know, hey, this is work in the form of a product or a service that I can offer. We got to spread the word. That's what I mean by show your work. Like show and tell, the old school elementary thing. Begin to tell people. So what this does is it raises awareness. Oh, okay, great. I need that. Or I was talking to somebody the other day that needs that. So we raise awareness, 1. 2, you got to charge for it. Some people don't want to charge for it. You got to be willing to go, all right, it's freelance work. It's extra work. I'm going to charge a competitive price. Don't just lowball yourself. You get what you pay for, and then people think that. So those would be 2 quick things. Show your work, put a word out there. This is what I'm charging for it, and do it. And do a really good job. Focus on one customer at a time. Don't try to spin this off and turn this into some big thing. Grow slow by doing a good job, deliver results, and happy customers. Everything else will take care of itself. Meredith Ford says, when beginning my career, should I start at the companies that jump for me just to get the experience or take more time to find the dream job? Well, Meredith, I really like the nuance to this question, and I'm going to answer this with a percentage type answer. I just think it's a low percentage chance that when starting your career, you can find and actually get in the dream job. So what I want you to do starting out is discover what your dream job is. In other words, what's the mountain I want to climb? What's the top of the mountain for me? And so then that's going to determine the best place to start my career. So instead of, well, I'm answering your question, should I take the first job that somebody offers me? No, I wouldn't. I want the discipline to go, wait a second. Do I want to just say yes? And I just take the first thing and then I get stuck in it. I get callers every day, week, month, year on the show. Well, they say, Ken, I need some help. I just fell into this work. You know what they did? They didn't fall into anything. They said yes to something without any kind of thought process. I'm not knocking them, but hey, you want to try this? It's like the person in the cafeteria. Hey, you want to try one of these cookies? Yeah, I'll give you the cookie. I don't want that kind of decision making about my professional life. So I want you to make the decision early on to go, okay, what does purposeful work look like for me? I want you to take the Get Clear Career Assessment at kencoleman.com. I want you to get a detailed report on talent, what you're good at, passion, what you love to do, and mission, results that you want to create. I want you to see your purpose statement and look at it and go, oh, this is purpose. And so I need to look for jobs and job descriptions that match up with this purpose. That's going to allow you to identify multiple mountaintops. Then we go, okay, if I want to climb this mountain, this mountain, and this mountain, where do I need to start? I got to start at the base of the mountain. I'm not trying to be heavy with metaphors, but I'm trying to simplify what seems complex, and it's not. So there you go. Matthew Trujillo, I hope I said that right, said, Ken, how'd you become so cool? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know how to answer that. My kids would beg to differ. My 3 teenagers would roll their eyes so hard they may not come back into their original location. So I have to say, I don't know. But thank you. Take one more. Cameron Hewitt. Let's see. Cameron. Where's Cameron's question? Here we go. Just took the Should I Quit My Job quiz, which is a free quiz. Takes you less than 3 minutes. Really enlightening. It's probably the nudge that a lot of you need. Going to give you a detailed report. 1 of 4 scenarios that you'll be in. Should I Quit My Job quiz is free at kencoleman.com. He just took it. He says, looks like I'm okay. Just need to work through some differences with one of the owners. Good. If I can keep you from quitting something that you shouldn't be quitting, great. By the way, I want to point something out. We have added to our Should I Quit My Job resource. It's free, but now we have offered you 3 webinars. They're free, by the way. So you take the Should I Quit My Job quiz. Unless you get you're in the right place in the right role, which nobody does because they wouldn't be taking the quiz in the first place, you get a specific, customized 20-minute webinar from me teaching you on what to do based on your quiz result. This is new. We've added this. It's a fabulous free offering to the Should I Quit My Job quiz. So there you go. Go take it, get your result, and then opt in for one of the webinars, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to do with your result. But Cameron, glad you're okay. And the big learning here is this. Sometimes we just need to learn how to deal with people, and maybe difficult people. We got to learn how to deal with them. Doesn't mean we need to leave. Maybe we need to mature ourselves. Maybe we need to learn some relationship techniques. So, hey, love everybody watching live and hanging out in the chat room. I got to get out of here. Before I do, remember this: you matter, and you do have what it takes. This is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.